Lesson 5-16 Practice, Surface Area and Volume. Question 1. These solids all have the same volume. Which has the least surface area? Alright, so if they have the same volume, they would all hold the same amount of water. The surface area is the amount of material that would be needed to make it. So the sphere would have the smallest surface area. Question 2. Rectangular prism A measures 3 inches by 4 inches by 8 inches. Rectangular prism B measures 5 inches by 5 inches by 6 inches. What is the surface area, volume, and surface area to volume ratio for each prism? All right, so the volume for the first one would be 3 times 4 times 8. And the surface area would be 2 times 3 times 4 plus 2 times 4 times 8 plus 2 times 3 times 8. And for the second one, the volume would be 5 times 5 times 6. And the surface area would be 2 times 5 times 5 plus 2 times 5 times 6 plus 2 times 6 times 5. All right. Prism A has surface area 136 and volume 96. Yep. Prism B has surface area 170 and volume 150. Yep. In a ratio of, well, if it would be surface area to volume, it would be the surface area of both is greater. So it would be 17/12 and 17/15, not 12/17 and 15/17. Question 3. Suppose you have two pieces of ice with the same volume but in different shapes. If one of the pieces has a greater surface area than the other, it will cool a beverage faster than the ice with less surface area. Which of the following describes two different pieces of ice that have the same volume but have different surface areas and correctly states which piece of ice will cool a beverage faster? All right, a right cylinder would have a volume of the area of the base, pi r squared, times the height. And it would have a surface area of 2 times the area of a circle, pi r squared, times plus the circumference of the circle times the height, which would be diameter times pi. Times the height. And for a sphere, the volume would be 4/3 pi r cubed. And the surface area would be 4 pi r squared. All right, so they all say the sphere has a radius of 3. This last one says 4, but let's go ahead and put 3. The sphere has a radius of 3. So there is its surface area and volume are the same. The cylinder has either a radius of 4 or 3. Let's try 3. And if its radius is 3, its diameter would be 6. And its height, 4. And you can see they do have the same volume. And the surface area for the cylinder is greater. A right cylinder with radius 3 centimeters, height of 4, and a sphere of radius 3 centimeters, the cylinder will cool a beverage faster because it has a greater surface area. Question 4. Suppose this two-dimensional figure is rotated 360 degrees using the vertical axis shown. Each small square on the grid represents 1 square inch. How many cubic inches is the volume of this three-dimensional figure? Express your answer in terms of pi. So we have a cylinder on top of a cone. The cylinder has a radius of 2 and a height of 2. So the volume of the cylinder is the area of the base, which is pi r squared, times the height. And for this case, the radius was 2 and the height was 2. Plus the cone, which its volume is 1/3 the area of the base, which is a circle, times its height. Its radius is the same, it's 2, and its height of the cone is 3. This is 8 pi, and that is 4 pi, and 8 pi plus 4 pi is 12 pi. Question 5. A triangular prism has height 8 units. The base of the prism is shown in the image. What is the volume of the prism? Write your answer to the nearest tenth. All right, so we don't know the base of this triangle, but we can figure it out using trigonometry. So the tangent of 65 degrees equals tangent is opposite over adjacent. We're trying to find the opposite, which is x, and the adjacent is 4. That means x is 4 times the tangent of 65. We're going to use that as the base. So the area of the triangle would be 1/2 times the base, which is 4 times the tangent. of 65 times the height, which is 4, and the height of the prism is 8. Round to the nearest tenth, that's 137.2. Question 6. A cone-shaped container is oriented with its circular base on the top and its apex at the bottom. It has a radius of 12 inches and a height of 8 inches. The cone starts filling up with water. What fraction of the volume of the cone is filled when the water reaches a height of 2 inches? Well, if we have 12 over 8 equals, so it has a radius of 12 and a height of 8. If it has a height of 2, it would be equals x over 2. And you should be able to see that's 3. So its radius would be 3. So a cone is 1/3 area of the base, which is pi r squared, times its height. The original one has a radius of 12 and a height of 8. And the new one will have a radius of 3. No, a height of 3. No, radius of 3 and a height of 2. A radius of 3 and a height of 2. You can see that's the correct answer, which I believe is 1/64. Yep, 1/64. Question 7. How many cubic units is the volume of a pyramid whose base is a square with sides of length 4 units, which has a height of 10 units? Your answer should be exact or rounded to the nearest tenth. All right, so the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base, which they said it was a square, so that's 4 squared, times the height, which is 10. 53 and 1/3. 53 and 1/3. Question 8. A solid has volume 4 cubic units and surface area 10 square units. The solid is dilated and the image has a volume of 108 cubic units. What is the surface area of the image? Volume is cubed, so the cube root of 108 divided by 4 you can see is 3. Surface area is squared, so the square root of x divided by 10 would have to be equal to 3. We square both sides. X divided by 10 equals 9. That means it's 90.